Absolutely beautiful. That was Xuefei Yang with Memories of Alhambra, and Xuefei is going to join me on the couch now. Come and sit here and tell me all about her performances here in New Zealand. Welcome.
Morning.
Welcome to the show. So, actually, before we get into the NZSO show, you've got a bit of a story about that song and meeting the composer.
Yes.
Is that correct? Tell me what happened.
I gave my debut concert in Madrid when I was 14. And I was playing one of the most solo pieces by Joaquin Rodrigo, who is a legend Spanish composer who wrote the most famous concerto, most played concerto in the world, Concerto de Aranjuez, and we're going to play with a symphony orchestra. And my teacher didn't want to tell me he's coming because he thought I would be nervous. But I heard my teacher was talking to the interpreter by chance just before I went on stage. So, so I was nervous. And
so you knew he was in the audience when you were performing. How did the performance go?
Yes, I think, well, I was 14. I thought it went okay. And he was a blind composer, so he didn't know it's a 14-year-old Chinese girl playing. So we took, I was introduced to him during the intermission, and I shook hands with him. And it just a few years before he passed away.
Wow. Was he surprised when he found out you were 14?
Yes. His daughter told him he's a 14-year-old Chinese girl. He was surprised.
And what did he say to you when you met him?
He was quite elderly, and we talked through an interpreter, so he thought it's an adult professional guitarist was playing.
So at that stage, 14, were you still living in China?
Yes.
At that stage, so you didn't speak English or any other languages
No.
at that stage? So what was it like growing up in China at that time in terms of trying to learn classical music? Because I imagine you had quite a few restrictions.
Yes, it was, now look back, it was quite difficult because there wasn't a tradition for classical guitar. And I was the very first student to learn guitar in the whole country in the conservatory.
You're kidding?
So it was quite a unique path for me.
How had you found out about it as the first student? What had inspired you to try and learn the guitar?
Well, it was a fate. I look back, I felt it's the guitar who chose me because I was 7 and I didn't know any instruments, just a piano, violin. And my parents wanted me to learn accordion because accordion was very popular during those days. And when I talked to my teacher in my school, she was organizing a guitar group. So my parents and my teacher kind of threw me into the guitar group, so that's it.
Did you start with classical or did you start with more rock?
All kinds of style. We were singing with guitar accompanying and play some classical pieces, and so mixture.
How common is it for classical guitarists to play with orchestras around the world? Are you highly sought after? I mean, how would you compare it to, say, pianists?
I would say as a classical guitarist, most of the concerts we play are recitals because our concerto repertoire relatively is smaller than pianist or violinist. But the Concerto de Aranjuez is the most played concerto among all instruments. So I get to play at least more than 10 times a year with orchestra. So maybe I'm probably among the most experienced concerto guitarists.
10, that's a lot. So you're based in London now, so you're just travelling a lot of the year. Is that what happens?
Yes, I traveled already more than 40 countries, but it's my first time in New Zealand, and I was thrilled because from London, you know, I traveled more than half globe to be here, and I heard by many friends New Zealand is very beautiful. So I'm really happy to be here.
Oh, well, we're really happy to have you here. Tell us a bit about the tour that you are doing with the NZSO and what you'll be performing.
We'll be performing this Friday in Wellington, and I'm giving a master class in Wellington too next Monday.
Wonderful.
And some guitar students, and we're playing in Auckland, Napier, and somewhere.
That's all right. We'll have it all on our website. But which piece are you going? What it's called? Is it Sketches of Spain?
Yes.
What are you going to be playing?
So I'm playing the Concerto de Aranjuez by Rodrigo. It's a guitar concerto, and then the orchestra is going to play some Fire, Three Corners Hat. Three Corners Hat is very passionate, and they're going to play Iberia by Debussy. And so it's all Spanish repertoire in the concert. It's going to be very, very lively, passionate, and yes.
Like all that wonderful Spanish music. So what age were you when you moved to the UK, and did you bring your whole family with you?
No, I didn't have any family or relatives in the UK. So after I graduated with BA degree, I went to Royal Academy of Music in London because I got a full scholarship.
Wow.
So Yes.
You had to go on your own, and so you were just a young girl when you got
Yes.
over there, I guess. And how are your family now back in China? Do you still keep in touch? Keep regularly in touch? Do they visit you?
My parents are still in Beijing, so I visit them every time when I go back to perform. I was just performing in Beijing and Shanghai two weeks ago, so I'm hoping I can be a role model on the classical guitar, because when I was young, there wasn't a role model play classical guitar as a profession. So my parents was actually quite against me to pursue a career as a professional guitarist. So nowadays, I hope I can be a role model for the children and their family, so they could be encouraged to learn classical guitar.
What do your parents say now that you've had international success after initially being discouraging?
Yes, they are very proud of me, but still from time to time they still worry because I'm traveling a lot, and yes, they are very proud of me.
But they want you to. Why do they worry?
At the beginning, because there wasn't anybody playing the classical guitar as a profession, and classical guitar is not needed in orchestras, and there's no job for classical guitar, so they thought what I can do in the future.
But you've proven them wrong, and you're making a big success with your career.
Well, it's the passion for the music and the guitar, the passion which made me continue to working hard and to take me here. Yeah.
Well, we can certainly see that in your playing. It was just remarkable. I still can't get over the sounds you made when your fingers don't look like they're moving that fast. Incredible. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Xuefei, and best of luck with the tour.
Thank you very much.